Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LawSikho's thorough newspaper analysis for the 15th of May 2023. So, today we have one editorial which has been taken from The Hindu and is titled Statistical Support. For the next two updates, we will have the news update and the legal news update in our segments. So, in our editorial article titled Statistical Support, it talks about the present fiscal policy of RBI and how the center must take active measures in order to arrest the inflation that is going on. So, going by the paper, the reading for retail inflation has braked sharply last month to an 18-month low of 4.7%, aided in no small measure by the fact that price gains had hit an 8-year high of 7.8% in April 2022. So basically, it talks about inflation going through the roof. But then how is this possible? Because we have heard that inflation is falling and that the RBI's steps have taken hold. Well, while at the headline level, inflation has cooled down by 96 basis point from March's 5.66% in the month-on-month price gains, based on the provisional CPI, in April, it showed a quickening of 0.51% from the 0.23% pace in March. Further, oil and fats have also witnessed a deflation on the prices widening to 12.3%. So here is where it comes. While it is being said that yes, inflation has cooled down, it has. Maybe in the average it has. Oil and fats have gone down by a 12.3% price range from the last month. However, according to CPI, there has been a quickening of 0.51% instead of a 0.23% when we go on a month-on-month basis. So the next question that comes is, when we are in such a situation where the year-on-year readings do not match up with the month-on-month readings, what should the center be doing to mitigate such fluctuations? Well, firstly, the government must come forward and actively trace and identify the subgroups of foods and beverages that are facing such rise in prices. Now, this is important because subgroups put 46% of weight in the Consumer Food Price Index, or the CPI, as we were talking about. This is further important because vegetable, like going by an example, vegetable grew by 1.07% year on year, even though they had a deflationary price phase through the entire phase. The government also has to take into cognizance that the prices of sugar and confectionery have showed signs of inflation, both on the month-on-month segment and the year-on-year segment. This is in addition to the fact that sugar has also suffered a production shortfall. Further, a supply side measure by the center to arrest this is a positive news, because at this stage we see that even if the sugar prices do increase because of the production shortfall, it will not hit the RBI upper tolerance limit of 6% as of now. Now, in response to this continuous growth on the month-on-month segment, the center has moved to impose restrictions on tur and urad dal, which is known throughout as a staple form of dal in India. The center must also pay heed to the concerns of RBI, wherein the Reserve Bank of India has published papers and research on how it has linked the risk in rise of oil prices to the timing of monsoon and especially El Nino. So with this, we move on to the news segment for today. Firstly, we have NIIF appoints Rajiv Dhar as interim MD and CEO. National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited has appointed Rajiv Dhar, Executive Director and Chief Operating Officer, as the CEO and Managing Director of NIIFL on an interim basis. The planned succession follows Sujoy Bose's request to relieve him from his current responsibilities as the MD and CEO of NIIF, a position that he had been holding since 2016. NIIF Fund of Funds is focused on building a portfolio of private equity funds across diversified sectors and investment strategies. Secondly, Kerala becomes the first Indian state to have drone surveillance in all police districts. Now, Kerala is also the first state to develop a drone forensic lab and an anti-drone system at the state level. The drone forensic lab can identify malicious drones and recover full data from them for detailed analysis, the IPS officer in the event noted. Similarly, the anti-drone system could spot any drone in a 5-kilometer radius, immobilize it, and then seize it. Next up, we have ASI awarded Lifetime Achievement Award to Jayant Nadilkar. Renowned astronomer and founder director of IUCAA, Professor Jayant V. Nadlikar, received the inaugural Govind Swarup Lifetime Achievement Award from the Astronomical Society of India. Nadlikar is a past president of ASI and was the founding director of the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics. He is known for his work on cosmology and gravitation and has made significant contributions to the understanding of the evolution of the universe. Next up, we have ICMR Ayush Ministry signed MOU for health research in integrated medicine. The MOA envisages cooperation and collaboration between Ministry of Ayush and ICMR for exploring areas of convergence and synergy between the two organizations for integrative health respect and strengthening research capacity. The MOA also emphasizes exploring the possibility of a partnership between the Ministry of Ayush and the ICMR to work on public health research initiatives for addressing diseases of national importance. A joint working group shall be created between Ministry of Ayush and ICMR, which will meet quarterly for exploring further areas of collaboration and working on deliverables. Next up, who declares end of Mpox global health emergency? In a happy news, the World Health Organization has announced on May 11th that the global health emergency for Mpox, a viral disease formerly known as monkeypox, has ended after 10 months. This came after confirmed cases in over 100 countries since the disease started spreading globally in May 2022. The Emergency Committee of the WHO made the recommendation to end the health emergency, and WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus announced the decision during a press conference. Lastly, we have Ladakh Annual Festival Monlam Chenmo. The annual 5-day-long Great Prayer Festival, Ladakh Monlam Chenmo, a mass prayer camp by Buddhist monks and nuns for world peace and happiness, is starting today in Leh and Ladakh. The annual mass prayer is resuming this after 3 years of discontinuation due to the global pandemic. The event is being organized by the All Ladakh Gonpa Association. Smonlam Chenmo is a major annual prayer of the Sangha community of Ladakh gathered at one platform. Now, for the legal updates for today, we have serious lapses in POSH Act enforcement. The Supreme Court issues directions to strengthen law protecting women from sexual harassment at workplace. In this regard, the court took note of a recent report in a national daily, which stated that out of 30 national sport federations in the country, 16 have not constituted an internal complaints committee till date. Where the ICC have been found to be in place, they do not have the stipulated number of members or lack the mandatory external member required in such committees. Now, this, to put it into light, is against the wrestling forum allegations that have been brought forward against Brij Bhushan Singh, and this is observed by the Supreme Court in the case of Aureliano Fernandez versus the state of Goa and others. Secondly, we have non-tribal persons' right to settle down and vote in scheduled areas not taken away by 5th schedule of Constitution. Now, the Supreme Court in the case of Adivasis for Social and Human Rights Action versus the Union of India and others dismissed a plea inter alia contending that the Representation of the People Act 1950 and the Delimitation Act 2002 are not applicable to the scheduled area in absence of the notification issued by the governor of state under subclause 1 of the 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution. The court also went forward and rejected the argument that the 5th schedule of the Constitution takes away the right of a non-tribal person to settle down and vote in a scheduled area. So this was all for today. For free study materials and TNA PDF slides, please join our Telegram channel, the link of which can be found in the description, but you can always scan the barcode that is given on your screen. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with the thorough newspaper analysis every day. Thank you.